Hey everyone and welcome. This is an explainer from the You Need Faith in Jesus team, and today we're going to dive into what I think is one of the most powerful, raw, and real prayers in the entire Bible, Psalm 142. It's basically a blueprint for how to talk to God when you feel completely and utterly trapped. So let's get into it.
I mean, really, have you ever felt that way? Just totally cornered? Like there's no way out and absolutely no one to turn to? I think we've all been there. And that feeling, that's exactly where this prayer starts, which is what makes it so incredibly relevant to us, right here, right now.
So, to really get this prayer, we've got to understand where it came from. See, the power in these words isn't just in what's said, but where David was when he said them. It was a very real and very dangerous situation.
The title itself tells us so much. A prayer when he was in the cave. You got to picture this. David is not in some comfy palace. He's a fugitive. King Saul is literally hunting him down, and he is hiding for his life in a dark, cold, lonely cave. So this isn't some abstract poem. This is a real cry from a real, desperate place.
But here's what's so wild. Even in that moment of sheer desperation, the first word of the title is muscule, and that word literally means instruction or a teaching. So right from the get-go, we know this isn't just David's private diary entry. It was saved for a reason. To teach us, to give us a roadmap for how to cry out to God when we find ourselves in our own dark caves.
Okay, so what does this prayer of instruction actually sound like? Well, David doesn't start with some quiet, formal, polite prayer. No, he starts with a loud, totally honest cry. Okay, you have to catch this. He says, "with my voice," not once, but twice. This was not some quiet, neat little prayer in his head. This was an audible, passionate, out-loud cry. He was shouting into the darkness, believing someone was actually listening. And it's a great reminder for us. Our prayers don't have to be polite. God can handle our raw, vocal cries for help. And he just keeps going with this total honesty. He says he poured out his complaint. I mean, just picture that. It's like taking a bucket full of all your fears, your frustrations, your anger, and just turning it upside down before God. He held absolutely nothing back. He showed God everything. And you know what that does? It gives us permission. Permission to drop the act, to stop pretending everything's fine when it's really, really not. We can be completely real with God, show him all of our trouble, and just trust that he is big enough to handle the full weight of it.
All right, so David's going to take us a little deeper now into this internal battle between how he feels, which is completely overwhelmed, and what he knows to be true about God.
He starts by just straight up admitting how he feels. The word here for overwhelmed is powerful. It's this idea of being completely covered, like a thick fog has rolled in and you can't see a thing. You're about to just faint from despair. From his point of view, the situation was hopeless.
But then, in the same sentence, he makes this incredible turn. He says, "When my spirit was overwhelmed, then thou knewest my path." So even when David had no idea which way to go, he held on to the truth that God did. God wasn't confused. God wasn't lost. Man, what a lifeline that is for us, right? When we are completely overwhelmed, God is not. He knows the way.
But after that high point of faith, David kind of comes crashing back down to the reality of that cave. And what he says next, wow, it might be the most gut-wrenching part of the whole psalm. It's about the pain of being totally abandoned.
So he says he looked to his right hand. Now back then, the right hand was where your defender, your ally, your backup would stand in a fight. He's looking for a friend, he's looking for anyone, and he finds nothing. The space is empty. Every possible human source of help was gone.
I mean, just feel the weight of this one line at a time. He looks for an ally and finds no man that would know me. Any refuge failed me. And then the final devastating blow, no man cared for my soul. He felt completely and utterly alone in the universe. Okay, but this right here, this is the pivot. This is the moment everything changes. He's hit rock bottom, total abandonment, and in that place, he makes a conscious, deliberate choice. His eyes go from his empty right hand, and he looks up. And notice this word, I said. He didn't just think it. He opened his mouth there in that dark cave and declared who God is, right in the face of all his feelings. He is literally speaking truth into his own darkness.
So you can see this choice so clearly here. On one hand, you've got his reality. He's abandoned, he's overwhelmed, he's being hunted. But on the other hand, you have his declaration. He says, no, despite all that, you are my refuge. You are my portion.
He chose to define his situation by who God is, not by how he felt.
So now that he's made that declaration of faith, David's prayer starts to build toward its end. And it's an end filled with humility, hope, and maybe most importantly, purpose.
Now, standing on that faith, he makes his specific request. But listen to the humility. He admits, I am brought very low. He admits his enemies are stronger than I. He's not posturing or pretending. See, it's right there, in that place of admitting we're weak, that we actually get in position to receive God's strength.
And here it is, the grand finale, the why behind his prayer. That prison he talks about, it's the real physical cave, for sure, but it's also the prison of his fear and his isolation. And why does he want out? That I may praise thy name. His goal isn't just get me out of here so I can feel better. It's get me out of here so I can give you glory. And he ends with total confidence. Thou shalt deal bountifully with me. And that right there is such a huge takeaway for all of us. When God brings us out of our prisons, whatever they are, it's not just for us. It's so our story of deliverance can become a testimony, proof of his goodness to someone else.
Okay, so let's boil this all down. What's the game plan we can take from David's prayer? It's like a 4-step guide for when you're in your own cave. Step 1, cry out loud and be brutally honest. Step 2, admit your weakness, admit you're overwhelmed. Step 3, make a conscious choice to declare who God is no matter how you feel. And Step 4, pray with confident expectation, knowing he will deal bountifully with you.
And let's just nail down that purpose one more time. When God pulls you out of a tough spot, it's not just for you. It's meant to equip you to praise him out loud and to be an encouragement to other people who might be stuck in a cave of their own.
So I want to leave you with this question to really think about. Based on this powerful model David just gave us, what prison are you in right now? Maybe it's fear, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's just this crushing loneliness or a tough circumstance. What prison will you ask God to bring you out of today? Not just so you can be free, but so that he can get the glory.